The two cars crashed near Teutonia and Kiev don't quite tell the whole story.
My brother was never in a car accident.
Lynette Johnson's brother, Joseph Bogan, instead was shot and killed.
This was an ambush, basically.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Police originally believed Bogan was in one of the cars before he was shot. They now say he was called to the scene because he thought someone he knew was involved, and then he was shot and killed. More than a year later, a memorial reminds a sister of a brother's life cut short, but no arrests have been made.
I took a year out of my life. I let everything go to work my brother's homicide. And I think that I got more than what they got.
They, meaning Milwaukee police, released this video showing a person of interest shortly after Bogan was killed. Johnson says she figured out who this man is and told police, but is still working to figure out his name.
You know what you did? And I'm coming for you.
Her brother's case is one of a record 215 homicides in Milwaukee last year.
We can't pinpoint exactly why that year specifically was high, but it matches with the other 4 years around it that just homicides are up in general.
Tim Garkey is the captain of the Milwaukee Police Homicide Division, the group tasked with investigating the record number of homicides. 2020, 21, and 2022 were all record years. The group of round-the-clock detectives worked to solve a homicide as a team, but that team is short-staffed, currently down to 34 detectives from 44 last year.
Are your homicide detectives overloaded at that point then?
They are, but they're so driven and so interested in getting justice for victims and their families that they don't tire.
But they're having a hard time keeping up with that record number of homicides. The percentage of homicides solved, typically when an arrest is made, is currently a coin flip in Milwaukee. 56% so far this year, 53% in 2022, and 48% in 2021, dropping from as high as 73% back in 2017 and 74% in 2013. But Captain Garkey points to the number of homicides solved.
Our total clearances, we're at 82 up to this year. That's higher than 15 of the last 18 years total year to date.
You are solving more murders, but it's still roughly a coin flip of a percentage when it comes to clearing it.
Right.
That's still a lower number, unfortunately.
It is. I would say that with the way we're performing and the way we're able to perform with such a high volume, if we had less aggregate homicides, we'd still be performing at the higher volume.
For the families like Johnson who tell police they're left to solve cases on their own.
We hear that a lot. There's things that people can do that police can't do. They can yell at people, go to people's houses, do things that are not professional or appropriate. I just want to reassure the victims that we're doing everything we can within our rules, procedures, and the law.
He says police also have challenges getting witnesses to talk, worried for their own safety.
If you treat people with dignity and respect, they may want to cooperate. But there are certain people that are inclined to not cooperate. They either don't trust the process, don't want to work with police for various reasons.
What's happening in Milwaukee is a perfect example of what's happening nationwide.
Tom Hargrove is in charge of the Murder Accountability Project.
We don't have enough of everything in America, and it's gotten much worse in recent year with the current homicide surge. Overwhelmed systems became very overwhelmed, and that was one of the primary drivers to why the clearance rate has hit all-time lows in America.
He adds less trust in the system contributes to that low clearance rate.
A killer still walking the street is a living, breathing testament that there are no sanctions to murder.
In Milwaukee, killers walk the streets, including the killer who took Joseph Bogan's life.
I'm coming for you. I'm his big sister. That's my little brother you took, and I'm coming for you. And I'm gonna do it the right way by sending you to jail.
James, there is a drop in homicides so far this year, 151 in the city. That's according to police. But the number is still high compared to the last decade. What do police attribute that number to?
Police attribute that number to more young people using gun violence to solve disputes. Others handling conflict poorly and then resorting to gun violence to try to solve those issues. Patrick.
James Stratton reporting tonight. James, thank you.